morning, dear hearts. Today's lesson is 273, and please subscribe. And today's lesson is the stillness of the peace of God is mine. Now, as I've said before, the lessons that are about God's peace and being in peace, spending time in peace, those are some of my favorites. And this one is right there with it. Now, it sounds familiar because we have had many lessons leading us to this. Back from the very first part of the workbook, but even more recently in lesson 255, that this day I choose to spend in perfect peace. And yet that one starts that it does not seem to me that I can choose to have but peace today. Today's lesson begins with, perhaps we are now ready for a day of undisturbed tranquility. We've been given information. We've been led to this moment. We've been told that there is no peace except the peace of God. Are we perhaps ready today to actually have that? Are we willing to spend the day in perfect peace and have the stillness of the peace of God and claim it as mine? Because God's peace is indeed completely still and undisturbed. It is full, it is eternal, it has no missing parts. It is completely all-encompassing in my mind when I choose the stillness of the peace of God and say, indeed, it's mine. I'm claiming it. So the lesson continues, perhaps we are now ready for a day of undisturbed tranquility. If this is not yet feasible, we are content and even more than satisfied to learn how such a day can be achieved. So maybe I'm not ready for it, but teach me, Holy Spirit. You are my teacher. You are the answer. Teach me how I can claim and have this day of perfect peace. If we give way to a disturbance, let us learn how to dismiss it and return to peace. This is what I'm asking. I'm asking my teacher that has been given me. How do I turn away from the disturbance? How do I turn away from the temptations that want to take me away from God's perfect peace? How do I let them go and then turn back to only what is real and true, which indeed is God's peace? It is part of our inheritance. It is a gift that we have been given. We need but tell our minds with certainty, the stillness of the peace of God is mine, and nothing can intrude upon the peace that God himself has given to his Son. Back in lesson 164, there's a line that speaks to this, and it tells us there is a silence into which the world cannot intrude, and that is indeed the stillness and the peace of God. When I choose, when I am ready to go forth into that peace and to claim it and say, yes, I am ready. I'm ready for a day of undisturbed tranquility. But go back to that line in here that says, we need but tell our minds with certainty, without any doubt, without thinking that this cannot be achieved. We must be certain because our teacher is certain and our elder brother, the Christ, is certain. So for a moment, I want to go back to what is the Christ and go to paragraph 3 that tells us, home of the Holy Spirit and at home in God alone does Christ remain at peace within the heaven of your holy mind. This is the only part of you that has reality in truth. The rest is dreams. Yet will these dreams be given unto Christ to fade before his glory and reveal your holy self, the Christ to you at last, our holy self, that part of us that is indeed the Christ. We are God's child. We are as God created us. He created us as his child. So we are perhaps ready today for that. We are perhaps ready to go into the heaven of our holy mind, the heaven of our holy mind, where all that is there is God's peace. The second part of the lesson, which is the prayer, says, Father, your peace is mine. What need have I to fear that anything can rob me of what you would have me keep? I cannot lose your gifts to me. God's peace is one of his gifts to me. And so the peace you gave your Son is with me still, in quietness and in my own eternal love for you. We find God's peace as we find God's love and God's truth. The truth and the love and peace are all part of the characteristics, the attributes of our Father, and therefore of ours, because he has given us everything that he is. We are one with our source. We are one with our Creator. And the only real peace is the one that remains forever, and that is the peace of God. Any peace that can be intruded upon, that can be weakened, that can be lost, given away, that is not God's peace. God's peace is eternal. And today, the stillness of the peace of God, it's mine. I claim it now. So I hope that helped. Please like, please share, please subscribe, please comment, please pray. We have sunflowers again. Just to remind us again of all the many, many places in this world where prayer, being the medium of miracles, will bring miracles to those places that are desirous and needful of a shift, of a miracle, of peace. So that's it. I hope it helped, and I hope you're here tomorrow. Namaste.